Right, so I wanted to do a quick review for 1977's Smokey and the Bandit. Um, so yeah, overall, it's a fun movie. I liked it. Great cast. Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, um, Jerry Reed, who's like a country music singer. So the movie is basically uh, him and Jerry Reed, Burt Reynolds, Jerry Reed, they go on a run given to them to haul a bunch of beer, Coors, east of Texas to Georgia, which they say is for some reason illegal. That's called, it's like illegal hauling. I don't really know why it is, but I mean, maybe it was back then. I don't know, but the bandit, Burt Reynolds, is hired to run a tractor trailer full of beer over state lines in hot pursuit by the pesky sheriff, who's Jackie Gleason, the sheriff. So Jerry Reed drives a semi truck. Burt Reynolds is in a um, Firebird, Pontiac Firebird, awesome car, V8. Um, so yeah, and basically Burt Reynolds is in front of the semi truck, and he kind of gets the heat off of Jerry Reed because they're both speeding because they're trying to get it to, I think, Georgia, um, a limited amount of time, and if they do, then they get a bunch of money. So um, so yeah, it's a really fun movie. It's a classic. It's my first time watching it though, but I really liked it. I mean, I'm kind of into cars too, so that's a sweet car. Firebird V8, 6.6 liter. Um, Sally Fields is really good. So yeah, so now I'll just go into full spoilers. I mean, the movie's pretty old, so anyways, so they're driving and then they encounter Sally Field. She's getting out of a wedding car, and she basically is in the middle of the road. She makes Burt Reynolds stop. She hops in his car, and they have really good like back and forth banter. Like, obviously a romance is brewing. Um, I wonder if they actually dated. All about Sally Fields and Burt Reynolds' intense love. Sally was about the relationship, so they were Burt's death. Burt Reynolds told Vanity Fair that Sally Fields was the love of my life. Yeah, I mean, in the movie, you can tell like it's not just acting. Like it seems to me, um, and he's just a total badass, like totally smooth. She's really good too, and it's kind of funny. She keeps asking him if he's like seen these like Broadway shows, and he has some great lines about that. Um, and it's like obvious, like he's not into Broadway, honey. Like, like he's a total southerner, you know whatever you want to call it, good old boy or whatever. But So so yeah, in a lot of reading the trivia, a lot of the sheriff lines were improvised. Buford T. Justice by Jackie Gleason. It was really good. I mean, like it's like him and his son, and I don't know, maybe it's a little ridiculous. His son like almost seems like he's like incredibly stupid. Um, and she was gonna marry him, but then at the last minute, she's like, I don't want to do this. And then she stole the car, and then she flagged down Burt Reynolds, hopped in the car, and then the sheriff Jackie Gleason's chasing them because he's angry about that, embarrassed his son, embarrassed him, and then he kind of gets mixed up in this, just chasing him, throughout parts of the South like Louisiana, Alabama, and into Georgia, um, probably some other states too. Oh yeah, Arkansas. I think they start in Arkansas, then they go to Louisiana, then they go to Alabama. But yeah, it's a really fun movie. Um, Jerry Reed, Cletus, is driving the semi truck with his dog. Um, and then throughout the movie, Burt Reynolds and Sally Field are just kind of, like a romance. And there's a really good scene, which apparently was, I think, did the trivia say was Gleason's idea? The cafe scene, it was Gleason's idea. Yeah, so like they stop. Burt Reynolds is gonna drop off Sally Fields in like a cafe, some a diner, and um, and maybe he feels up there too. And he's getting some food. Jackie Gleason runs in and he's like, "Give me a hamburger." And he's like, scarfing it down, and then he's standing right next to Burt Reynolds, who he's been chasing, but he doesn't know what he looks like. He's calling him the Bandit, and Burt Reynolds, kind of. I think he buys his food because he's like, oh, I respect an officer of the law, and I don't know, it's a good scene. It's funny. Oh, Buford T. Justice was the name of a real Florida highway patrolman known to Burt Reynolds' father, who was once chief of police of Jupiter, Florida. Oh. Adding the junior justice character was Jackie Gleason's idea. I can't be in the car alone. Gleason said, put someone in there with me to play off of. Oh, yeah, that's smart. Yeah, it's funny whenever they're driving because his car gets, like, the top of it gets ripped off because they go under a semi truck. Top of it gets ripped off, and his son is like holding his hat like the entire time they're driving on him, and then Burt Reynolds says he only takes his hat off for one thing to Sally Fields. Um, but the car actually it kind of reminded me of like planes, trains, and automobiles because that car gets like destroyed too. And does the top get ripped off of that car? I don't remember. I know it gets set on fire. Um, it gets like just destroyed. It kind of reminded me of that, or like Tommy Boy, like kind of like that. Like it's like the car becomes part of like the bit. I don't know. It's funny. And at one point, a cop like pulls him over and is like, "You can't be driving that. It's not road safe." And Jackie Gleason kind of just convinces him to let him keep driving. And yeah, most of Jackie Gleason's lines were improvised. If that makes sense. So But yeah, I mean, there's like I think three sequels. There's two sequels. There's three in total. Um, I don't know if they're any good. I don't know. I mean, I think Burt Reynolds. I think all the main cast is in number two. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try and watch the one of those too. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, it's a fun movie. It's pretty lighthearted. It made a lot of money back then, which is why it got two sequels. It's probably one of Burt Reynolds' biggest hits. Um, and Sally Fields looks really good in it. It's probably the best. I mean, probably the most attractive I've seen her in a movie. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of her movies from like the '70s and stuff. But yeah, if you're interested, if you like Jackie Gleason, if you like Burt Reynolds, like Sally Fields, check it out. The director also did Smokey and the Bandit 2, the Cannonball Run 2. So I haven't seen those. Hooper. I haven't seen a lot of the other guys' stuff, but anyways, I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie. Check it out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that's about it.